சுற்றுச்சூழல் சிந்தனைகள், பயணக் கட்டுரைகள், பயனுள்ள கட்டுரைகள், 3 நாடுகளில் 3 வாரங்கள், 5 நாடுகளில் 55 நாட்கள். Has received lot of awards in the area of environmental, educational and art. In environmental, he received சுற்றுச்சூழல் சுடரொளி, தமிழக அரசால் இந்த விருதை பெறப்பட்டிருக்கிறார். அதே மாதிரி பரியாவரன் மித்ரா, இந்திய அரசு இவர்களுக்கு கௌரவித்திருக்கிறது. கல்விக்காக ஆசிரியர் திலகம் என்ற விருது குமரி அறிவியல் பேரவை வழங்கியுள்ளது. டாக்டர் ராதாகிருஷ்ணன் விருது தமிழக அரசின் நல்லாசிரியர் விருதை பெற்றுள்ளார். கலைக்காக கலைவாணர் விருது, சிவாஜி விருது இவற்றை பெற்றுள்ளார். சுற்றுச்சூழலுக்கான ரோட்டரி விருது, அரிமா விருது, வனத்துறை விருது போன்ற பல்வேறு விருதுகளை நமது சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் பெற்றுள்ளார்கள். மேலும் சில பெருமைக்குரியவர்களை கூறுகின்றேன். தேசிய பசுமை படையின் மாவட்ட ஒருங்கிணைப்பாளராக இருப்பது, குமரி மாவட்டத்தில் 1,00,000 மரங்களை நடுவதை வாழ்வின் லட்சியமாக கொண்டு 90,000க்கும் மேல் மரங்களை இதுவரை நட்டது. இயற்கை விவசாய பண்ணை அமைத்து 30க்கும் மேற்பட்ட வாழை மரங்களை வளர்த்து வருவது. வீட்டு தோட்டத்திலேயே அனைத்து காய்கறிகளையும் விதைத்து அதை மட்டுமே உண்பது என்ற சில காரியங்களை பெருமைக்குரியதாக இருக்கிறார்கள். சார், உங்களை இன்னைக்கு கெஸ்டா வரவேற்பதில் நாங்கள் மிக பெருமைப்படுகிறோம் சார். மதுரை லோக்கல் சென்டர் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ஆஃப் இங்கிலீஷ். தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். நவ் உங்களுடைய இந்த மேடையை நாங்கள் வழங்குகிறோம் சார். ஜோப்ரகாஷ் சார், நீங்க உரைய ஆரம்பிக்கலாம்.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead. Go. Yes.
Am I audible?
Audible,
yeah.
Sir.
Okay, sir. Good evening, all of you. I'm very happy to be a part of the Earth Day celebrations by Institution of Engineers. Earth Day is an annual event on April 22nd to demonstrate support for environmental protection. First held on April 22, 1970, it now includes a wide range of events coordinated globally by Earth Day. The official theme for 2022 is Invest in Our Planet. In 1969, at a UNESCO conference in San Francisco, peace activist John McConnell proposed a day to honor the earth and the concept of peace to first be observed on March 21, 1970, the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. This day of nature's equipoise was later sanctioned in a proclamation written by McConnell and signed by Secretary General U Thant at the United Nations. A month later, United States Senator Gaylord Nelson proposed the idea to hold a nationwide environmental teach-in on April 22, 1970. He had a young activist, Dennis Hayes, to be the national coordinator. Nelson and Hayes named the event Earth Day. Dennis and his staff grew the event beyond the original idea for a teach-in to include the entire United States. More than 20 million people poured out on the streets, and the first Earth Day remains the largest single day protest in human history. Key non-environmentally focused partners played major roles. Under the leadership of labor leader Walter Reuther, for example, the United Auto Workers was the first instrumental outside financial and operational support of the first Earth Day. According to Hayes, without the UAW, the first Earth Day would have likely flopped. Nelson was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award in recognition of his work. The first Earth Day was focused on the United States. In 1990, Dennis Hayes, the original national coordinator in 1970, took it international and organized even in 141 nations. On Earth Day 2016, the landmark Paris Agreement was signed by the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and this signing satisfied a key requirement for the entry into the historic draft climate protection treaty adopted by consensus of 195 nations present at the 2015 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Paris. Numerous communities engaged in Earth Day week actions, an entire week of activities focused on the environmental issues that the world faces. On Earth Day 2020, over 100 million people around the world observed the 50th anniversary in what is being referred to as the largest online mass mobilization in history. Earth Day is probably the biggest coordinated expression of support for the environment in the world. Events are coordinated globally by the Earth Day network in more than 190 countries. According to Wikipedia, it has become the largest secular holiday in the world, celebrated by more than 1 billion people every year. That is an astonishing achievement. The year 2020 was the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, and celebrations included a variety of activities such as the Great Global Cleanup, citizen science, advocacy, education, and art. Due to the pandemic, many of these activities moved online, and they included 3-day live stream events. Earth Day Live, organized by coalition of youth activists, which focused on citizen science, volunteering, community arrangement, education, and the role of art in furthering the cause. Of course, the planting of trees is a major aspect of the Earth Day, and the movement includes the Canopy Project, which has already planted millions of trees. This is a truly innovative project which works closely with on-the-ground community groups that are trained and committed to nurturing these trees to maturation for the spans that often reach 100 years or more. Therefore, the project is about to the laudable goal of building community as much as it is about planting trees. It is only when there is a harmony between the local human population and nature sustainability goals can be achieved. Therefore, the Canopy Project's methods are as splendid as the goals. Earth Day is a truly wonderful moment, and the Canopy Project, it is a well conceived and truly innovative. Today, they work by training local people in creating tree nurseries and planting out and maintaining the emerging trees. This is a superb method, and more power to them. However, I believe that they are missing a trick. They could also train the locals in planting by using a rewilding stick, and in some situations, this would be more effective and efficient. I'm in no way suggesting that how to do this in every situation. They have found a method which works superbly and should stay with that as their core method. However, they could trial using rebuilding sticks as an alternative method where suitable such where there is an abundance of seeds. The consumption of emerging plants would help support the re-emergence of the local indigenous wildlife. Suitable ground cover to hide the emerging plants from predators. Little is the way potential predators of the plants. When trees are given in nurseries, it is tempting to see such things too much from the perspective of the needs of the trees and the needs of the people rather than the needs of the local wildlife. The local wildlife may damage or consume emerging trees and can be seen as a problem. However, the local animals are only a problem owing to previous human intervention in destroying their habitat. For example, a forest is comprised of not only trees and other plants, but also the animals which sustain the forest. The local animals sustain the forest and other environments by consuming the plants to keep them in check and spreading their seeds as they go about their activities. As they forage and burrow, the animals bury seed from the forest plants, helping it to regenerate. There cannot be a healthy environment without a healthy population of indigenous animals. The Earthlings Canopy project is entirely laudable and deserves to grow and flourish. However, it seems to me that they could give over at least a part of their tree planting activities to proceeding by using rebuilding sticks. Even if there means a percentage of trees gets lost to the needs of the local animals. Later, those local animals will pay back this investment in good measure when they spread and plant the seeds of the emerging trees. It is easy enough to carry different types of seeds and switch between them at intervals or even every time a seed is planted. Therefore, even in a single planting session, a rebuilding stick can be used to plant multiple types of seeds. Most organizations engaged in tree planting only evaluate themselves and are evaluated by others in terms of how many trees they have planted and the survival rates of those trees. Yet, we need to look at the bigger picture and allow for the fact that some of what gets planted may be better sacrificed to the needs of the local animal population. The restoration of the local animal population would allow for a better environment and will even contribute to the planting process as they forage and burrow and spread, and more importantly, bury the seeds. But things are already too out of balance owing to human intervention. This may not be practical. However, it's always worth considering.
அரூருக்கு நீ வரலன்னா அம்மாட்ட பேசுறேன்.
Hello? Hello.
Hello.
Sir,
Perhaps we need to move away from the obsession of the numbers of trees planted more and to look to the bigger picture. How many acres of forest or their local landscape is being restored? For more about the rebuilding and how it can revolutionize tree planting, how to make them and how to use them, please listen to the following. Of course, of the 17 goals adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations as agenda for sustainable development, many of them can be positively affected by effective and efficient means of tree planting. Planting trees can contribute dramatically to the economic activity and food production of an area. Improving the natural environment contributes to food production, such as nuts, seeds, etc. Stabilizes the soil to provide grazing for animals, helps to conserve water and maintain the water table, provides work and income opportunities, contributes to climatic action and helps to restore the ecosystems. It is a part of what is required to sustainably manage forests, combats desertification and of the reverses land regulation and halts biodiversity loss. Let us explore tree planting and its relationship to the agenda for sustainable development from a unique perspective. The perspective is based on the use of what has become known as a rebuilding stick. The rebuilding stick is becoming increasingly established as an innovative and highly effective tool for planting of trees, and indeed a variety of plant species which can be used in rough or unprepared ground. The low cost be made by locals using local materials, and its impact of planting efficiency and effectiveness gives it broad appeal. In September 2015, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This includes 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The goals build on the vital principle of leaving no one behind and emphasize a holistic approach to achieving sustainable development for all. Goal number 1 is no poverty. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. Goal number 2 is zero hunger. End hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Goal number 3 is good health and well-being. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Goal number 4 is quality education. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Goal number 5 is gender equality. Achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Goal number 6 is clean water and sanitation. Ensure availability and sustainable management of water, and sanitation for all. Goal number 7, affordable and clean energy. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. Promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. Goal number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Goal number 10 is reduce inequality. Reduce inequality within and among countries. So, goal number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. 12, responsible consumption and production. 13, climatic action. 14, life below water. 15, life on land. 16, peace and justice, strong institutions. 17, partnerships to achieve the goal. And 17 is of the partnership to achieve the goal. Of the 17 goals, many of them can be positively affected by effective and efficient means of the tree planting. Planting trees can contribute dramatically to the economic activity and food production of an area. Improving the natural environment contributes to food production. Nuts, seeds, etc. Stabilizes the soil to provide grazing for animals, helps to conserve water and maintain the water table, provides work and income opportunities, contributes to climatic action, and helps to restore the ecosystems. It is part of what is required to sustainably manage forests, combats desertification, and halt and reverses land degradation and halts biodiversity loss. The issue is how to plant trees in an effective and efficient way, especially where there are not the resources to use high-tech and expensive solutions such as planting using drones. One innovative method, very much worth looking at, is the use of rebuilding sticks. A rebuilding stick can be made from a hollow metal pipe or even better a hollow metal walking stick. It enables a seed to be planted in rough, unprepared ground every few seconds while walking at a leisurely pace. There is no bending or stooping involved, so the planting rate can be maintained fairly easily. It is enough to carry different types of seeds and switch between them at the intervals or even every time a seed is planted. Therefore, even a single planting session, a rebuilding stick can be used to plant multiple types of seeds. Planting trees can make a serious contribution to visually every one of the 17 SDGs. For more about the rebuilding stick and how it can revolutionize tree planting, how to make them and how to use them, there are plenty of other things to see. The recent upsurge in interest in tree planting is mostly the good and to be applauded. However, it can also create ecological havoc when large organizations and governments get behind something. It can become about the numbers. We planted 10 million trees, they performed. But if all these trees are the same species in the same area, that can be ecological disaster. It may not look like an ecological disaster to the unexperienced eye or the uninformed observer, but it can be a disaster in the making nonetheless. A forest is not just a lot of trees grown in one area, is the whole ecology which includes non-tree plants and animals life too. The animals are an essential part of a forest and help to maintain or even spread it. Yet we are in danger of creating a lot of more fake forests globally if we get too carried away with planting too many trees of the same kind in the same place. Now, let us come to this year's theme. All together now. This is a movement to change it all, the business climate, the political climate, and how we take action on climate. Now is the time for the unstoppable courage to preserve and protect our health, here, our families, our livelihoods. Together, we must invest in our planet. So this year's theme is invest in our planet. Because a green future is a prosperous future. We need to act boldly, innovate broadly, and implement equitably. It's going to take all of us, all in businesses, governments, and citizens, everyone accounted for and everyone accountable. A partnership for the planet. And while there is still time to solve the climatic crisis, time to choose both a prosperous and sustainable future, and try to restore nature and build a healthy planet for our children and their. The time is short. Yesterday, 2022 theme is invest in our planet. What will you do? Scroll down to find information on yesterday events, activities, and what individuals and organizations can do to make a difference. For yesterday, 2022, together, for everyone, everything, every day, in our planet. And build a prosperous and equitable future. There is a way to do it better. Find it. Thomas Edison said this. There is a way to do it better. Find it. Unless businesses act now, climate change will never ever more deeply damage economies, increase scarcity, trade profits, and job prospects, and impact the all. Yet we already know that private sector innovation with public support, accelerates the kinds of rapid change we need like nothing else, and it pays. Study shows a direct correlation between sustainable business practices, share prices, and business performance. Companies who develop strong environmental, social governance standards have better profitability, stronger financials, happier employees, and more resilient stock performance. Smart companies are discovering that it is no longer a choice between going green and growing long-term profits. Sustainability is the path to prosperity. So, for both humanitarian and business reasons, it is imperative that companies of all sizes take action and embrace the benefits of a green economy. Tell business leaders to get on board with a sustainable future or get out of the way. Invest in our planet and build healthy cities, countries, and economies. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. When it comes to climate change, money talks through regulations, incentives, and public-private partnerships. Governments hold the keys to transform and build the green economy. Similar to the industrial and information revolutions, governments must incentivize their citizens, businesses, and institutions to build a resilient future. Ultimately, governments will empower green business practices as not only the ethical option, but also the lucrative one. For example, in the US, clean energy jobs provides earnings plus 25% above the national median wage and outpaces fossil fuel extraction generation jobs by 3 to 1, employing more Americans than middle or elementary school teachers, bankers, farmers, or real estate agents. And yet, we still incentivize technology that is damaging our future growth. Globally, the fossil fuel industry benefits from subsidies of $10 billion every single minute and over $5.9 trillion annually. And it is rising. Imagine the impact of shifting to policies and partnerships that build a renewable economy. Tell your government leaders to launch the sustainability revolution today. Invest in our planet. It is the only home we need everywhere, everyone, while there is still time. Every moment is an organizing opportunity. Every person a potential activist. Every minute a chance to change the world. As individuals, we have the simple yet effective power to make our voices heard through our choices, our civic actions, and our personal interactions. What each of us does and how we do it has a huge ripple effect on our ecosystems and on the pace of corporate and government action. Generally, ISET is providing inspiration with 45% having stopped purchasing certain brands because of ethical and sustainability. We have the power to lobby for the support businesses and take active steps to protect our environment through their practices and climate-friendly investments and fight against those that don't. At a clean up with your vote or your ballot. We heard however you are able for all of us today for our future. Let us invest in our future. Let us invest in our future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech
Hello?
towards our today's World Earth Day celebration. Members, if you are having any clarifications or any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. Dear members, if you are having any queries, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Any doubts or clarifications? Rajamani sir, can say a few words, sir.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you for his lengthy speech.
Okay.
You know, it is a very informative,
Yes.
So I extend my thanks to her, thanks to his speech first.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Narayanasamy sir.
The speech was very nice. Actually, it is very useful to the Assam today. So, because of the various reasons available for it, so we should connect the in the perfect way, so that we should save our earth. First of all, by planting some plants. Thank you, sir. Speech was very. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other members, sir? Bharati, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Audible இருக்குங்க, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
கேக்குது.
Right, sir. Right, sir. பாரதி சார் உங்க வாய்ஸ் கேட்கல சார். பாரதி சார் வாய்ஸ் கேட்கல.
Hello?
இல்ல சார் பேசுறாங்க, பாரதி சார் பேசுறாங்க, கேட்க மாட்டேங்குது.
எனக்கு பேசுறது கேட்கல சார். It's not audible.
சார் உங்க வாய்ஸ் ஆடிபிள் ஆகல, ரீச் ஆகல.
Something wrong with my phone, I think.
இல்ல உங்க கெஸ்ட் சார் உங்களோட இது கேக்குதுங்க சார். பாரதி சார் வாய்ஸ் தான் கேட்கல.
Hello? Hello? Hello, sir?
சார் உங்க வாய்ஸ் ஆடிபிளா இருக்குங்க சார்.
Hello?
ஜோபிரகாஷ் சார் உங்க வாய்ஸ் ஆடிபிளா இருக்கு.
ஓகே.
ஓகே ஓகே சார். பாரதி சார் பேசுறாங்க, அவங்க தான் ஆடிபிளா இல்ல. பாரதி சார் நீங்க பேசுறீங்க, உங்க வாய்ஸ் ஆடிபிளா கேட்கல சார். நாராயணசாமி சார் கேக்குதுங்களா சார்? சார் பேசுறது
சார் பேசுற மட்டும் தான் கேக்குது.
பாரதி சார் ஏதோ
கேட்கல.
கேட்கல. அவங்க பேசுறாங்க, லிப்ஸ் மூவ்
சார். ஹலோ?
Hello, sir?
பாரதி சார் கேட்கல சார்.
Okay, okay. Proceed பண்ண சொல்லிட்டாங்க சார். So any members, if you are having any queries? Okay. Sir, அடுத்து vote of thanks பெறலாமா சார்? நாராயணசாமி சார்.
Sir, please, sir.
Okay. Sir, ஜோப்ரகாஷ் சார் vote of thanks பெறலாங்களா சார்?
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. So again, good evening to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks for this World Earth Day celebration. First of all, I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. N. Sivasubramaniam sir, for organizing this lecture meeting on this auspicious occasion of World Earth Day. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our today's chief guest, Mr. JOEPRAKASH sir, as accepting our invitation and has delivered a very lengthy and detailed and informative information about that World Earth Day. Some of them are, I have to summarize that. This year theme is invest in our planet. It is the time for unstoppable courage to preserve and protect our health, our families, our livelihoods. Together, we must invest in our planet. We all need a healthy earth for survival and happiness for future generations. A healthy planet is not an option, it is a necessity. So thank you for your valuable and informative session, sir. Next, I would like to thank our past Vice President, Dr. Rajamani, sir, and our immediate past Honorary Secretary, Engineer Narayanasamy, sir, our committee members, Mr. Bharati, sir, Mr. Vairmuthu, sir, Mrs. Vengadalakshmi, ma'am, actively participated in this thing. And also, I would like to thank all the student members, faculty members who are actively participated in this lecture meeting on the occasion of World Earth Day. Also, I would like to thank Mrs. Alaguradi from Tamil Nadu State Center for giving this technical support to conduct this meeting in this online forum. Thank you, one and all. We have a very good upcoming lecture meetings. We have informed through the WhatsApp group and also to the mail. Thank you, sir. Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Chairman, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.